Hi, this is Josh Little from Card Overflow, and we're here with...
Evan Little.
And what'd you do this weekend?
Lost to Justin Singh for the second time in a row in top 8.
Oh yeah, last year's invitation,
Yeah.
of course. What did you play?
I played Pure Striker.
Why'd you choose Pure Striker instead of like Goki or something?
I think the Goki mirror match is just awful. I don't want to play that all day. It's just freaking awful. That's
Very
it.
understandable.
That's the only reason. That is the only reason. And also these cards are like easy to understand.
Alright, we'll check out your deck and then we'll talk a little about your matches.
Okay, I played 3 Ray, obviously, and then 1 Diablos. So there's a lot of variants you can play with the deck, right? You can go Diablos, Blaster, or the Ibli combo. I just don't like the Blaster combo. I think that card's just like pretty bad. But the Ibli combo, I think that's really good, but I like this one more. It's super stupid like explanations, right?
Can you explain what the Ibli combo is?
Okay, so the Ibli combo is basically you make Mermaid, and then you make double Mermaid, you make Akashic, you bounce the Ibli, and you go the Ibli again, you summon another thing, and then you just basically OTK. You could also climb into Topologic Bomber if you want. Stuff like that. It's like good against Goki.
It's a good one.
Yeah, also to give you Ibli, you can just go into stuff, so that's like fine too. The reason I played this one is because the deck is kind of like outside of the Ibli combo, you don't really have a way to OTK people. So I'm trying to play to the deck's strengths right now, which are generating advantage and winning by card economy. And this is kind of like a Phantom +1, if you know what I'm saying. Also, like, in simplified game states, people just can't out this card. It can't be tributed, can't be targeted, it's just kind of ridiculous.
That card's outrageous.
Oh yeah, it's super unfair. Against Trickstar, you just leave it on board. Like, I don't care if I don't have back row anymore, you can't out this anyway. Against Altergeist, their only real out is like Marionetter with Hextia, but if you have Shizuku, it's still not big enough to beat over this. So it's like, I don't care if I can't activate cards, because you can't kill me anyway.
So he's super X?
Hand traps. So the main deck was here to beat Goki. The hand trap lineup changed the day of the event because I found out people were playing the mid-breaker field. So I basically took out anything that targeted or destroyed. So 3 Ash, 2 Reaper, 2 Bell, and 2 Droll. Shoutouts to Matt Caroli for the bells. The day before, or the day of actually, he gave me these to use. 3 people separately told me that Bell was a god-awful card. I shouldn't play it. They were just all wrong apparently, because this card has just been fantastic all day. What else about this card? I stopped like 2 soul charges, a rematch. I stopped the manifestation with it. Like, this card is just really, really good.
How was Droll?
Droll is like, I felt like you had to play just because I wanted to up the hand trap count. And I couldn't play Veiler because it's targeted.
Yeah, you wanted to play the ones.
Exactly, I don't want stuff that
stopped by
targets, yeah. So Ogre gets stopped, even Gamma gets stopped, so that's also something to note. I don't play Gamma. I don't know, I just don't like Gamma right now in this deck. Okay, another thing about this, against an Altergeist player, he flipped Metaverse and put up Secret Village, right? So this is a spellcaster, I just went normal summon, activate Twin Twister, and then Kariba, and that was okay. So that was an okay play. Alright, that's all the monsters. Spells, Engage, Widow, Hornet, Widow. Those are the 3 ofs, and then 2 multi-roll, or multi-roll, and then 2-0. Honestly, this card should probably be bumped up. I should probably play like 3 and 3 terraforming, or maybe like 3 terraforming too. This card is just fantastic, especially in this build, because you got to clear your stuff. If you're stealing stuff from them, you want to be able to clear it as well. Like, this is helpful with that. Digs for Engage, stuff like that. Also, because Diablos is so important, you want to be able to pop that card to get to actual Ray and not just Hornet drones. So, like things with like Hayate, you want to send Ray as soon as possible as well. Depending on what your hand is, of course. But.
Would you ever consider playing less than 3 Hornet drones?
Actually, yeah. So for the World Championship celebration, Hornet drones was at 1, right? We didn't miss it at all. Me and my friend played like the same list, and like Hornet drones at 1 was just fine. You just basically max out on this, and it's fine too. But yeah, this card, like, I feel like it's better in other decks. Like, it just facilitates better combos. One of Burners, Wave, Cannon, and Base. 1 and 1. This is a good card. This one you have to play, not only because it hits back row, but if your opponent, like, so against Goki, you're going to hand trap them ideally, so they're going to pass with maybe like Goblin Phoenix. You can't target anything, so like you got to get rid of the Goblin with a Jamming Wave. It's a really shitty way to do it, but it's like your only main deck out. The only other way is like Ningirsu. This card overperformed like really, really well. I remember against Max, it was just the most fortuitous outcome that ever happened. He has 4 extenders game 2. He starts making Goki plays and whatnot. He goes Phoenix. Oh, sorry, I had 1 bluff and 2 back row set. One of them was Shark Cannon. He goes Phoenix, pitch malicious, target my set Shark Cannon. I was like, oh my god, there's no way that actually.
Living the dream.
Yeah, that was just insane. So this card is fantastic. Another good interaction with this. So let's say you're going like turn 2, you got multi-roll set, you got counters on it. You can go Hayate, attack directly, send the Widow Anchor, and then end phase you search the Shark Cannon. Because normally the play is they search the Widow Anchor, target their own Shizuku, and then they set the Widow Anchor. But this way you at least get some sort of value out of this, because targeting your own Widow Anchor is kind of useless. So you like search Shark, banish one of theirs, and then you set the Widow instead. So that card's like pretty good. This was the most fantastic card all weekend.
Those are the two cards that was gonna actually.
This one was insane. I'll go over all the reasons why. So the first one is I feel like I drew just as many cards off this than I did off Engage. So again, against Goki, you're hand trapping them. They're passing with monsters on board. So you just send a bunch of spells, you equip this, wipe their board, draw 2, and then you recycle 3. Another one was Reaper, was a really popular card this weekend. If you get Reapered, a lot of times it's okay because you just recycle this. They Reaper you, you tag out the Kagari, and then Kagari with this, you just keep recycling stuff. So you're basically just safe from Reaper. Yeah, this card was fantastic. I love this card. Also, I set it as a bluff against a, I forget what kind of player it was, but anyway, he hit this with his like blind. I just recycled my stuff and I just went off again. So this card was fantastic. Main deck 3 Twin Twisters. Yeah, no problem. We'll finish up soon. Alright, so 3 Twin Twisters. This card is also like really good. It's like dead against Goki, but against anything else it's like fantastic. So Trickstar, there's a really cool interaction with multi-roll and Trickstar and Twin Twister. So basically, if your opponent has a bunch of back row playing Trickstar, you go multi-roll, you set like a random card, you pop that card on resolution since your turn player, you just go Twin Twister Pitch, it becomes a quick play double Night Beam, and their scapegoats and their like reincarnations are just dead. It's like insane. I did that like, I played against 2 Trickstar players, and I did it like, I want to say like 3 times. So that's like a really good play to have up your sleeve, I guess. I don't know. Alright, so Rhoda, Terraforming Foolish. Obviously this is for Diablos. I should have played 2 of this. Consistency can be an issue sometimes. You just want to see more stuff to get to Ray. I'm gonna catch so much shit for this one though. I played one Pot of Desires. Right. This is okay. So the entire year I've been preaching to my friends either play 0 or play 3, and then I played 1. So yeah, I don't fucking know. So the whole year I was playing 3 Pot of Desires, topped absolutely nothing. And now I play 1 Pot of Desires, and somehow this fucking.
It's the correct number.
Is it? You think so?
It's the correct number. I would never
in
play
this
3
deck.
I would never play
deck.
3 of that card ever.
No. We can talk about that later. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna catch so much shit because apparently all my deck profiles do not have 3. It's either 1 or 2 Desires. So maybe you guys are onto something, and I'm just an idiot. Alright, so we'll do that. And then 3 Impermanence. So I know this targets, right, and that goes against what I was saying. But also against Floodgate decks, you can just set it in the same row, turn off the Floodgate, and then you keep going. So that's pretty nice. Also, if they just don't side Midbreaker, this is also just great. Okay.
40 cards?
40 cards, yeah. 3 Kagari, 3 Shizuku, 2 Hayate. So these are the only ones I made all day in Swiss. It's the only ones I made in Top Cut minus my top 8 match. So in Top 8 is the only time I actually made other stuff. And because I'm like so unfamiliar with these cards, I misplayed like an 8 and just made the wrong ones.
So the Ningirsu is very unfortunate.
Oh yeah, that was a huge misplay on my part. So what happened was, that was my first time on stream. I was very nervous. I don't know if you saw my hands, I was shaking. I was like, oh wow, this is so exciting. Another reason why it was so big was because it was a rematch with Justin Singh in top 8, and he beat me last year. So it was like the rematch on stream. And I don't know, I was just nervous. So anyway, what happened was I made the Ningirsu when I should have made the Unicorn. Because this was an illegal play, so we went back, put the Unicorn, but I couldn't take back the other play, so I kind of fucked myself there. I wish I played the 3rd Hayate. I know a lot of people are playing 1, but I'm kind of a sicko. I think that more Sky Striker cards are better. This is basically your engine. This is what you're playing. If you run out of bullets, you're basically like done. That's another reason why Hercules base was so good. You just keep shuffling these back.
It reminds me of like in the Zoo format when people like originally it was like 2 Dried and 2 Broadbull, and then eventually it's just like
stuff. And then eventually you just play everything. You just realize these cards are better than everything else, so just play these ones. Well, actually, not these cards are better. The spell cards are good, so you just try to maximize being able to use those cards. 1 Link Karibo, 1 Space Insulator. So this is supposed to help you climb into Ningirsu. I'm just an idiot and didn't do it that way. I don't know why I did it that way. Yeah, okay. Phoenix, Unicorn. This one, so in theory, this one's supposed to help you in the Trickstar matchup. Also in the Mirror match, it negates things in damage step, so you attack over their Link monster, negate the Ray. You can also tag out in main phase 2 or main phase 1, not the same turn, but it basically brings back the Kagari. So you proc another Kagari effect without actually having to use one from your extra deck. It's really useful, and you just make something else with it. It attacks twice, so you put Hercules base to it, you beat over Scapegoat tokens, burn for a lot, and then draw cards. This one, apparently I don't know how to use that card. And then the 15th
I think that's
one.
the most illegally summoned Link monster.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. Actually, no. I watched Steve Gleason at the ARG AC. He summoned topological tokens, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for now. But yeah, he won that match. All right.
No, so that's how Steve always wins these matches.
All right. So and then the last one was Firewall. Shout out to Leon Mormon for this. This cost me so many fucking matches. I hate you. So what happened was the day before the thing, he says, hey, take out a Soul Day, play Firewall. It's so right. And I was like, okay, you've convinced me. I was super tired. I was like, okay, I'll do it. It was so wrong. I lost like so many matches.
Just get double gumbler when you
Exactly, yeah. I was like, oh, I'll do Firewall. Nope, I just lost the game. So I probably should have done Firewall and a Soul Day. I would have liked to have the options, especially because I didn't make anything else. So yeah, that's that. The side deck, 3 shared ride. The idea was against Goki going first, you would side in shared rides and
drawing
DD
hand
ground.
traps, hope they didn't kill you.
Exactly. And the other idea was DD ground. So DD ground, it's kind of like a deterrent. They just won't want to link away their stuff because they've got like all these Reborn cards and all these other stuff that they get value when they hit the grave. So they just pass turn, and again, you just go Hercules base, draw a million cards, set up a million negates, and then pass.
It's like a pseudo-dimensional barrier kind of thing, almost like.
It's essentially a dimensional barrier against them. Okay. 3 mind control. That's how you win the mirror match. You just shut your brain off and then activate mind control, and you won. That's it. 3 Typhoon, 2 MST, back row decks. So I feel like the Striker engine is just better than most engines right now. And the back row decks that have to beat you can't rely on their engines to beat you. They have to rely on back row. So you just do this, kill everything. This one also has coverage against Pendulum too, if you do that. Yeah, it's pretty good. Also against Hate Trunade. If they go Hate Trunade and they put this back in your hand, now you've got cards you can activate, so that's fine too.
You just gotta hope you don't have a field spell.
Exactly. Oh yeah. That's why. Yeah, if you do that, you just don't activate field spell. Like, you can play around that, right? So yeah. And the last one was multi-roll. Again, this interaction with Trickstar is just a free win. Might as well play the 3rd one.
So you decided for back row decks. Like
exactly. So like,
cool.
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, this card is just so much utility, I feel. Also in the grind game, when you brick, you just go like this. You keep just recycling the same stuff over and over until you draw into a card that you can use. Yeah. That's it. That's the whole deck profile.
Any notable rounds, matches?
So the 2nd round I played against Arnold Notabon. Game 3, he asked the judge how much time is left. The judge goes, probably like less than 20 minutes or something, which is a super vague answer. So Arnold goes, okay, activate instant fusion. Then on the loudspeaker you hear, that's time in the round. And I was like, holy shit. So I won that one. Crazy. Yeah, that was just insane.
That's so fun.
Oh, the final round of Swiss was also super notable. The game lasted, the whole thing lasted 3 minutes. I was playing against Jelani, the BA player. So he shuffles my deck, gives it to me, and goes, I hope you brick. And I was like, oh, that's mean. So I draw my hand, Twin Twister, Astral.
And he's playing no trap cards.
Exactly. So I go set twin, pass, he OTKs me because he mills Snow, he makes BLS, Beatrice, Snow, and Underclock Taker. And I'm like, all right, you got it.
Did he use Denko?
No. So game two, I'm like, okay, I'll go first. Hopefully I don't brick. I brick, I pass, I get OTK. So it was crazy.
So you were 30th after Swiss, right?
Yeah, oh my god, I got so lucky with that, yeah. So for some reason, we played out top 32, which I actually think is like a bad idea, but I'm grateful because it paid me. So.
Hey, I bet the 32 seed's gonna win, so.
Maybe, oh yeah, that's actually insane. I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Yeah, so there were 7x1s and they all lost.
Yeah, that's actually just absurd. Oh, also, I had a game 1 loss because I forgot to write Pot of Desires on my deck list, so I had to back,
That's a good card to forget.
Yeah, you think so?
You won it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I opened the nut, I opened Twin Twister, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's fine. And that's a good card.
Any shout outs you want to give, Evan? Anything else?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Leon Mormon again for ruining my day 1 with Firewall Dragon. I'd like to shout out Kevin Lopez and Don Schneider for telling me Bell was an awful idea. Shout outs to Matt Caroli for convincing me otherwise. And then shout out to Card Overflow. Make sure to check out the new website. It's the same name, overflow.com, cardoverflow.com. But it's a whole new UI apparently, and it's pretty. Josh learned how to code.
All your foreign card needs.
All your foreign card needs.
Promo code pizza. It's coming back.
Pizza and I think squids?
No,
it's just pizza. Okay, don't use squids. 10% added if you use squids. All right.
All right, cool. Thanks, Evan. Congratulations.